Dingoshavatim Radha Kundam Girivaram Maho Radhikamadhavasam Praptoyasya Pratita Gripaya Shri Gurum Padmanadha Swami Vanchakaltarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nikhila Shruti Mauli Ratnama Avataram Ladini Shakti Sarupaya Gauranga Shohridaya Cha Bhakta Shakti Pradanaya Gadadhara Namostate Rasa Ghana Mohana Murtim Vichitra Kili Mahotsavolasitam Radha Charana Viloditam Ruchirashikandam Harim Bande Vrindavaneshwari Tavaiva Padarvindam. So that's Krishna's definition of sadhu. So basically the idea there is, he's not saying only when you are perfect you receive the sadhu label. No, you will be branded as sadhu. He says sadhu means you are honest, utterly honest in your dedication to me, even if still there is messiness at home. Like I remember some years ago I was visiting one house that was New York, and I entered the kitchen and there was a nice sign that said, God bless this mess. And the kitchen was a mess. It was an indirect message to require get volunteers to clean the kitchen or something. But I took it beyond the kitchen arena. Now, God bless this mess. I took it for my own. Okay, Krishna, yes. I'm a mess. Please bless this mess. So, Apichet Sudaracha. That verse could be translated as God bless this mess. Sure. And there Krishna is saying, even still you are far from perfect, but you are very honest and sincere. You are my sadhu. Srila Siddhar Maharaj will paraphrase other verse from the Gita saying, sincerity is invincible. Sincerity is invincible. It's not so much about being perfect, because what's perfection to begin with, right? Many times perfection is more, and Srila Maharaj will say that, perfection is more a demand of the ego than a demand of the heart. The heart is not demanding perfection. The heart is demanding sincerity, honesty, from wherever you are. Because we have to start wherever we are. We cannot start from perfection. That's absolutely impossible. So from whenever we are, we can be perfectly honest, and that's our perfection. And that perfection will take us to all the remaining layers of perfection. To this on a daily basis. We take for granted not only the people that is closest to us, we take for granted everything. We take for granted ourselves, in the sense that we think we know who we are. So, oh yeah, that's who am I. We take for granted Krishna. Oh, Krishna is this, and that. I feel I check all the boxes, the Krishna flute, peacock feather, this lila. I know who Krishna is. We take for granted Krishna consciousnus. Oh yeah, I know what does it mean to be a devotee. I've been practicing for 25 years. You will tell me what's Krishna consciousness? But the moment you say that, you are demonstrating you are not getting it. Because we are dealing with something infinite here, with something that is ever evolving. So how much can we put a finger and say, this is Krishna, this is Krishna consciousness? No? We can say something. We can touch one point of an infinite life, but we can never say it all. There's always something more to say about Krishna. So my point is, we should never take for granted anything and anyone, but we should be always willing to rediscover each other, rediscover our relationships, rediscover everything. And that's the only thing that can keep us in a spirit of chamatkar, of awe and wonder, which in our tradition is so emphasized as rasa sar chamatkar. The essence of all rasa is this experience of awe and wonder that comes from remaining student forever. So, and I know it's not easy. As you will see, I never use the word easy even once in any of my lectures, because we are not talking about things that are easy.
This was a little more difficult in the sense, I wanted to see what the reconciliation is, like someone in the New Age, philosophies and stuff that's going on. People feel, oh, I've been hurt, just like the country music song, my wife left me, my dog left me, my house is gone, dog. And I'm feeling bad, I'm hurt, I've gone through all these experiences, and I gotta go to counseling, I gotta go talk with, group therapy. There's a lot of that information, a lot of that stuff, New Age thing, and then the reconciliation with Prabhupada, we were just looking today and talking with my wife where Prabhupada had said, even crazy persons, tell them to chant Hare Krishna and take prasadam, even the most craziest person will be cured. So what is from a sannyas perspective, what is the distinction where someone's coming because my material ego's been hurt, my material feelings have been hurt, I want to feel good materially versus giving spiritual information which may completely be different than what they're expecting that they need. The pure devotee. If you're going to associate with a pure devotee, I can tell you personally.
As Vaishnavas, I feel like we are supposed to be seeking solitude more than anything else. Like we're here in a world of Maya, we're practicing detachment and stuff. And to me, association Vaishnava is this gathering, because you can associate the Vaishnavas in the materialistic way as well. So when you're receiving Sanga, it should be association when you're inquiring about Krishna and stuff like that, because you can be having an association. Trying to solve people's problems is not satsanga. Hearing somebody's heart is satsanga, but if you try to get involved in somebody's problem and try to solve it, you become karmically involved with that problem, and then you are removing yourself from a position of being a neutral voice or like a person who listens rather than you becoming karmically involved with that people rather than,
Yeah. Since you're mentioning about problems, something that I want to mention, something that at least it helps me, may not help you, but when we speak about problems, and again, the list can be endless, how one understands problem, but if we want to boil the whole thing down to something, we will say that there's only one problem. We can call it avidya, root cause. Everything else that we generally label as a problem is more a symptom of the problem than the problem. So why I'm saying that? Because many times we identify the symptom of the problem as the problem. So we try to solve the problem by relieving the symptom. But still the problem is there because we have never gone to the root cause. Nice. So we are just relieving the symptoms, but the root's there, come again. So it's for me important also to understand, okay, the root cause is avidya, which means ignorance, lack of knowledge of who am I. I don't want to sound simplistic with that, with all the symptoms of the problem, but just to put everything in perspective. And because sometimes we may be spending too much time in the symptom, and we relieve the symptom and think, okay, the problem is solved. But the root problem is still there. No? And it takes time, of course, to address that root avidya, because ignorance is a word, but the implications, ignorance is, I don't know who I am, who Krishna is, what's my relationship with him, what's my relationship with you. So many things that I need to discover and learn and embody.
Yeah, you like the presentation. So I'll tell you maybe finally.
So you're gonna hit him with a question.